So we're going to take you to John chapter 11. And I want to start in verse 3 where it says, "So the sisters sent to him, saying, 'Lord,'" talking to Jesus, "'Lord, he whom you love is ill.'" So they're letting Jesus know, like, hey, the one that you love is ill. And what these sisters are doing, what Mary and Martha are doing, they're making their petition known to God. So the first truth that we can learn from this miracle is the petition. That there is power when you let Jesus know, when you petition to God. There is power when you share your need, when you make it known, you don't mask it, you don't hide it, you don't pretend that everything is okay, but when you release it to the Lord, you release it to God, and you petition to the Lord, there's power in that. And one of the ways that you release your burden is by making it known. And we're told, Paul tells us in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, he says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." So what's your request today? What would be your petition that you would pray for and believe for and say, "Lord, I need you in this area of my life. I need you to show up in this facet. I need you to show up in my relationship. Maybe I have a physical need that you need God to touch you. Maybe it's financial, emotional." What is your request today? What keeps you up at night? What causes you stress, anxiety, and maybe even some physical pain? That if you're being honest with yourself, you don't know how to handle it. Today, make your petition known to God. Make that petition known. The Bible tells us that we're to bring those things. I just read it. Paul says, make that petition known. And he says, with thanksgiving, right? We have Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday. Who's excited for Thanksgiving? All right? Hey, it's a great holiday. I love, it's probably one of my favorites. But Paul says, hey, with thanksgiving, you know, and how we present our petitions to the Lord, I think is important. And Paul's kind of laying it out for us. Hey, don't do it with grumbling, complaining. Like, oh, poor me, and I get it. We all go through hard times, and we kind of have those weak moments. And I'm not saying, you know, you can't, kind of be frustrated, and I get it. But man, there's something different when you go to the Lord and you're thankful with what you have. Say, "Lord, I'm thankful. You've given me, maybe some health. You've blessed me with this, but Lord, I have this need over here. I'm thankful for who you are and what you've done in my life, but God, I've got a need." I can remember when my dad was in the hospital sick back in this past April. Man, I was believing wholeheartedly for a miracle. But I had to go before the Lord, and I wanted to go with a right heart and be thankful for everything that God had blessed me with. And I wasn't going to hinge my relationship, my faith, my confidence in who God was based upon whether he performed a miracle or not. Because he's the same God. He's all-powerful, all-knowing, and has my undying faith whether he healed my dad or not. But I had to go with a thankful heart, like, "Lord, man, I want you to heal my dad more than anything, but I'm so thankful for everything that you've blessed me, my family, the time that if you choose to take him, the time that I had with him, the relationship that we had, I don't have any regrets with my dad. I don't have any regrets with the relationship that I had. No words unsaid or said or wish that I didn't say. And I'm so thankful for that. He did end up passing. But man, I don't have any regrets. And how I went to the Lord to pray for that miracle was important to me because it wasn't going to shake my faith. My God is too big. My God is too awesome. He's done too much for me for this one thing to shake my faith. Do I wish he'd be alive today? Absolutely. But man, how we petition our needs to the Lord, it's important. The Bible tells us, it said when Mary and Martha brought their petition to Jesus, they said, hey, it's the one you care about, right? The one that you know. So we know that Jesus had a relationship with Lazarus as someone that he cared about. And I want you to know today, he cares for you. And this is what you would expect. And I think Mary and Martha expected it. They expected when they said, hey, Jesus, the one that you care about is ill, for him to drop everything and go and see him. You got, if you had news that a loved one is in the hospital and they are on life support, like you drop everything and you would go to see them. That's what I did when I heard that my dad was sick. My mom called me. She was in the Dominican Republic, and she's like, it's really bad. I'm like, okay. My sister and I jumped on a plane. We flew down to the Dominican, and that's what you expect